girl, like this is why I punished you last time. Let's go investigate. Not giving me options. I'll fix you.
Over here, Christina. In here.
There's a dead girl in a fucking cellar. And this is what we choose to do. And why is there kids from the psychiatric fucking therapist place? But no. No.
In here.
Yep. My hands look damn dirty.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to find a bathroom.
Of course. I should have shown you where it was. What was I thinking?
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
Not at all. You're an interesting girl, Christina. I hope you find the answers you're looking for. Do speak to Reverend Peter at the church. I'm sure he can help you with this.
Oh sh. We got.
I understand that, of course. But can you explain to me why you think a dead person is talking to you?
It doesn't talk to me. She puts thoughts in my mind.
How is this affecting you?
I feel her here every day, especially at night. As though I'm always being watched. What she used to say was comforting. But now it's things that frighten me.
We're gonna take a pause real quick. I just want to say this, that I did play this game already. I just didn't like the way the recording software recorded it. But this is a new scene. Last time it was a scene of a pretty violent girl sitting on a couch, talking about how she wanna kill somebody else that went to the clinic with her. So this is a multiple ending game. I guess that's a plus up.
I'm concerned that this imaginary friend is affecting your emotions so much.
Imaginary. She is as real as you are.
Please, keep talking to me, Emily. It's important you explain this.
I can't.
Why not?
Just can't remember my choices from the last game.
Because He's right there. Standing behind you.
Hello and welcome.
Reverend Peter.
Peter, please. It's Christina, isn't it? How can I be of help?
There are a few things I wanted to ask you.
Well, after a bereavement, people often want answers.
It's about Emily. She was troubled by a lot of things.
Yes, I knew she was troubled. I tried to help her where I could, but she didn't regularly come to this church. And people who aren't religious often feel uncomfortable asking advice from a man of the cloth.
Emily talked about seeing ghosts here in the village. And it's something that I've experienced as well.
It's very common after a death like this to have such experiences. Even for those that don't believe in the paranormal.
I thought that too, but this is something different.
Maybe it has something to do with the story of Agnes.
Agnes.
It's a local legend. It dates back to the 18th century. She was a maid who worked in the Lord's estate. Her parents brought her over from Sweden when they came to work here. The story goes that she had an affair with the Lord. When she fell pregnant, he was horrified that she wanted to legitimize the relationship. It was all very different back then, of course.
So what did she do?
Well, when she refused to back down, he threw her out. It was very cruel. Her parents weren't around for her, and as a single pregnant woman back then, your choices were very limited. Out of options and without any hope, she threw herself into the lake on the Lord's estate, drowned herself and the unborn child.
And that's where the ghost stories come from.
Thanks, Anne. Bye. Not exactly. It's said that she cursed the area with her death, and that her spirit returns to taunt young women into taking their own lives. It's all nonsense, of course.
I guess Emily believed it. Because she really seemed to think she was being haunted.
Doesn't help that Alexander keeps talking about it. He's the Lord's descendant.
He lives here in the village.
Yes. The estate's had the same family and for hundreds of years.
Huh.
I wouldn't recommend talking to him about this. It's not the kind of thing you want to hear when you've just lost a friend in the way that you have.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I want to fucking
It can be a little bit grumpy too.
Real plate on that car, I guess. Just blur it out.
Hello, Alexander?
Yes, what do you want?
I believe I met a colleague of yours today, Dominique. She mentioned to me that you worked at the clinic. I was hoping I could ask you some questions.
Very well. Come in.
Thank you.
I think the difference comes from the force and
This
the
is my
caves
friend Emily.
sitting on that couch.
She passed away recently.
Yes. I was at the clinic when your friend was there, but purely in an advisory capacity. I couldn't comment on her treatment.
Advisory at the clinic.
Yes, I retired as a surgeon many years ago, but I would be called back to advise the psychiatric team from time to time.
Why did the clinic close?
Yeah. Series of patient disappearances. Suicides. Over the years, it led to its closure.
I spoke to the vicar, and he told me the story of Agnes.
That man's a fool. He believes in God, but doubts the existence of evil. Ridiculous.
So you believe there's some truth in this curse?
Oh, yes. This house has been under dark clouds for hundreds of years. Ever since my ancestor
Oh, they
foolishly
said the name again.
impregnated
Name
that
again.
stupid maid.
Do you live here on your own?
Now, yes. My wife left years ago. I would have gone too if I hadn't have believed that I would have taken the curse with me.
You believe the curse would follow you?
Oh, yes. Just as I'm sure I drew it to the clinic. All those vulnerable people. It's an angry spirit. It preys on those who are emotionally open to it.
Mm.
Have you seen her?
Of course. She haunted this house for years, burning the life out of anybody who lived under its roof. Yeah. The good Reverend hasn't told you the full story, has he?
Nope.
My ancestor was an arrogant man. He was also stupid. A man in his position should never have gone near one of his domestic staff. I mean, a maid, for goodness sake. I suppose her being Swedish must have added an air of exoticism.
Get it divine. It wasn't supposed to be done.
Of course, the inevitable happened. Usually these things are handled discreetly, but for some reason she thought he would acknowledge her as the father of her child. A preposterous idea back then. She had to leave, of course.
How can you do this to me? How can you do this to me? I am your child. Okej! Jag går! Men jag hatar dig för att göra handen! Förbanna dig och ditt hus!
The other staff turned their backs on her. Nobody in the village would help. Quite alone, with no family to turn to, she was left with almost no choice. They say that a
Boy, that was
soul
the
that
fakest
dies
splash
in a
I've
state
ever
of
seen.
rage leaves a curse. Well, Agnes cursed us all that day.
So people believe these deaths were because of her.
Records in this house were very carefully kept. Particularly so on an estate so heavily reliant on agriculture. The phases of the moon were noted. Agnes's death was remarked on at the time because of the blood moon that appeared in the sky on the night of her death.
A lunar eclipse.
Indeed. 2 years on, and Agnes was barely remembered, until the next blood moon appeared in the sky. That night, a maid in the house swore she'd seen Agnes on the stairs, whispering to her. The days went on, and she became more and more hysterical, claiming she heard Agnes speaking to her wherever she went. The next morning, the estate steward found the maid hanging from a tree.
Oh, okay.
After that, we grew to fear the appearance of a blood moon.
Even now.
Especially
Let
now.
me show you something.
I thought I was gonna beat him to it. Look at that char grill out there.
Out there used to be the outbuildings that the servants lived in.
What happened?
I had it burned to the ground. When one of the servants started complaining about a woman who'd be seen in the building at night, I'd finally had enough.
Did she ever come back?
I had the grounds of the house lined with salt. She never returned.
But has she been seen in the village?
Oh, yes. By the lake where she died. I really don't recommend you go there.
I just want to know if she had anything to do with what happened to my friend.
Look, I hope you find your answers. But if I were you, I'd leave this accursed place.
Excuse me, do you know where the old clinic is?
You mean the asylum?
Yeah, it used to be mental health.
Yeah, that's it. The old mental place. They turn it into houses now. Follow the road up, half a mile, and turn right.
Thanks.
Yeah. You watch yourself up there. Pretty girl like you. All sorts of weirdos hanging about that place.
Yeah, thank you.
The mental people go back there sometimes. Watch your step. Not that I'm prejudiced or anything.
Hello? Anybody here?
Why is there a desperate need to do that? Let's go investigate. Oh, you won. This damn sure didn't happen. I think I stopped right here. Exit. We need to find the exit. Bitch. Ooh, you in this? Let's investigate. Fuck. He killing me. He killing me right now. Did the complete opposite of what I said, dude. Yep. Yep. You want a Splinter Cell? Where's the exit? Right. Yeah. Oh my God. To the right. Go to the right.
Oi! What's your game? You shouldn't be here. This is a closed site.
Someone in there, they were following me.
Oh, there's always weirdos hanging about this place. It's bloody dangerous.
No, this is something different. There was someone behind me. I swear, I swear.
Well, we aren't there now. What did you think you were doing, wandering about like that?
My friend was a patient here. I just wanted to see it for myself.
I don't think so. Well, this place has been closed more than 20 years.
No, she was here 2 years ago.
This place was closed up after the fire broke out on the ward. They moved all the mental stuff to some other place.
Huh.